I was afraid we were going to be unable to open the Hormuz Strait, but luckily we don't need it at all.
The amazing thing is we don't need the Hormuz Strait. We don't need it. We don't need it at all. We have so much oil. Our country is not affected by this.
Countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Iran produce oil and send it through the strait, where they sell it to the rest of the world, mainly Asia. Trump is right that most of the oil going through the Strait of Hormuz does not go to the United States. The United States only gets about 7% of its oil imports through the Strait of Hormuz. However, I think Trump is wrong when he says that the closure will not affect Americans. Here we see the global price of Brent crude oil in the blue line, and the dashed line is the price of gasoline in the United States. And they're both indexed so that they are 100 in 1992. And the purpose of this plot is to show you that the two lines move together. They have a very similar shape. Oil gets more expensive, gas in the US gets more expensive. Global oil gets less expensive, gas in the US gets less expensive. Percentage change in the price of global oil is clearly related to percentage change in the price of US gas. With just two terms, the change in gas prices last month and the change in global oil, we can explain most of the variation in US gas prices. What we're doing in this plot is we fit our linear regression model with data up to 2019, and then we use that model to predict with the actual change in global oil. We use that model to predict in the red line the US gas prices. And the actual US gas prices are in the black line. And the point of this graph is just showing you that our model very closely predicts actual US gas prices using global oil prices. 95% of the time, we're plus or minus 23 cents per gallon. The point I'm trying to make is that Trump is right that very little of US oil imports go through the Strait of Hormuz, only 7%. However, US gas prices are highly correlated to global oil prices, and global oil prices are affected by the Strait of Hormuz. That's pretty intuitive because American oil producers can sell their oil globally. So about 21% of global oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And if that gets shut off, the supply of oil will decrease, the price of oil will rise, and then that means that US gas prices will rise as a single consequence. Of course, there are a lot more consequences. That's just a pretty obvious and direct one. So I hate to imply that the President of the United States does not understand basic economics, but I think Trump might be slightly off on this one. What do you think? Thanks for your time.